Hep.
What's up, lads?
So we're here with Sonic 3D Blast. I want to show off the intro because it's very technically impressive.
Dude.
Spencer just saw this, but
that 3D-ness is crazy.
I just don't understand how Traveler's Tales, who developed this game, how they did this on the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis released in 1989, and like cartridges were like a couple megabytes. How did they do that?
Yeah, that's crazy. So Traveler's Tales, this was not made by Sega themselves?
No. Yeah, it was outsourced to Traveler's Tales. I mean, this was 96. At this point, the Sega Saturn was out for like upwards to 2 years.
Sega CD and Saturn. Yeah. And 32X, so there were 3 systems beyond.
Didn't the CD come out like pretty
early, like 91, 92, something like that?
So if anyone's familiar with Sonic Adventure, this is the theme from the Twilight Park racing segment. So if anyone has played the Saturn version of this game, it's very similar, but they swapped out the soundtrack to something very generic that I hate. And I looked it up, and it was just some random guy. I think it was like from Traveler's Tales that did the soundtrack for some reason. Huh. But the soundtrack of this game was done by like the OG like Sega Sonic Team guys.
So not that Sonic doesn't have its like I was gonna call this the black sheep of the Sonic series, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's so stupid to say.
No one talks about this game for, I think, good reason. It's not a very good game. I have a lot of respect for this game because it's like technically impressive and it has an amazing soundtrack. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a 7 Chaos Emerald run, true ending.
Ooh.
So this will probably take about an hour, hopefully about an hour.
Also, their story.
Yeah, it's basically like, pick up the flickies. That's kind of your entire thing. I think the thing that's a little disappointing about this game is that it's really not traditional levels. It's more defeating the bad guys to pick up the flickies. And they do them in 5 segments. Oh, that's dirty. So basically, like, every single stage is they drop you into a zone, you have to defeat the 5 enemies, and then move on to the next zone where you do kind of the same thing until the zone ends. Luckily, the game's not super long. There's only like 7 zones with 2 acts apiece. Well, technically 3, but the 3rd act is just the boss. Okay, so to get Chaos Emeralds in this game, you have to find Knuckles or Tails in each stage, and sometimes it can be pretty hidden. So what you want to really do is do this immediately. So you can get 4 Chaos Emeralds in the first 2 acts of this place.
Did you need to have a certain amount of rings to do that?
Yeah, I needed 50 rings.
Wow, this pseudo 3D, or I guess full 3D, whatever.
So I actually kind of like these.
Yeah.
It's way better than like the half pipe. I actually really hate the special stages in basically any Sonic game.
Yeah, can I tell you the truth that I've never, ever once fully beaten one of the state. I've done the half-pipe ones, because those are pretty easy, but you know the ones where you have to, like, turn all the blue spheres, like, yellow or whatever? I've never, ever once
I hate Blue Sphere from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Even the half-pipe in Sonic 2, it's like, yeah, it's easy, but it's also boring and monotonous.
I like the one in Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania.
Yeah, Sonic Mania is pretty good. But yeah, you basically have to get 50, then 100, then 150 rings to get the Chaos Emerald. And it's pretty lenient. Even if you touch the spikes, you only lose like 10 rings and you can keep going.
Oh, the one in Sonic 1, that one's really tough too. The one where it's kind of almost like a pinball kind of thing. If you get to Knuckles there, and you don't have 50 rings, does it give you some sort of like explanation that you need, like, well, like a little thing showing up? Okay.
It doesn't like tell you at all. All it does is take your rings, and then it like brings out the number of rings that you have. Just like a prompt above his head, and you're like, what?
You think it would even have like a little dial that says like 50, so you're like, okay, I need 50, you know? So that's something. So I was gonna say earlier that obviously everyone knows Sonic 1 and 2. Sonic 1 was the game, and then Sonic 2 was, you know, included with a ton of Sega Genesis systems, so those are by far the most played. Sonic 3 is probably, like, the technically best of the series, but because it came out in 94, which was, like, all things considered pretty late, a lot of people didn't, like, know about it as much. A lot of people had moved on to different systems and whatever.
So good start so far. When you get hit, the flickies fling from your body, so sometimes you have to find them, and I wasn't paying attention.
So yeah, Sonic 3 is probably technically the best, although the weirdest in some ways. But technically it's amazing. And then Sonic and Knuckles, I kind of count as the same as Sonic and Sonic 3, you know? I almost, like, always put them together.
Oh, man. Alright.
And then, of course, there's Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And that game is, you know, just a weird puzzle game that I actually kind of like.
Yeah, it's a fun puzzle.
I feel like a lot of people bought that back in the day because there's always copies around there. But there's one I haven't mentioned yet for the Sega Genesis. And it's the weirdest, and also the one that I feel has been in every game store you ever go into, ever. Even if they have 10 Genesis games, they'll have at least one of Sonic Spinball. Which is like... It's not bad in a what were they thinking kind of way, but it's a what were they thinking in terms of, like, why?
Yeah, it came out pretty late in the system, too.
Yeah. And, like I said, it's just one of those things where, like...
Alright, just don't do that, don't do that.
Every single time that, like, I see that game, I'm like, oh, there's 7 Chaos Emeralds, and you're getting 2 in the first
Yeah,
zone?
like I said, at the end of the first zone, I'm going to have 4 of them, if everything goes well.
Oh, wow.
As long as I don't get hit a lot. Oh, God. Also, if you can hear bass Genesis controller clack, I actually like the D-pad on the Genesis controller. I'm using the 6-button, like, Model 3 controller. That's my favorite one. But even this one, it's like clack, 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 clack.
I wonder what they call the 3D, like, of, like, the background. If this was SNES, it would literally be, like, Mode 7.
Parallax scrolling.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the actual term for it. The good thing is that once I actually have the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and I do have some backup, I know some locations for backup ones if I mess up, I can basically play the game the way I want to after I'm done.
If you get hit, do you lose all your coins at any point?
Coins.
Or rings? I think I do that every time we do it.
Yes, you basically lose them all.
Okay.
It's like classic Sonic, where
I
if you have a bunch of rings, you can pick up like a good amount of them.
Yeah.
But
oh no, I meant in the bonus stage. Like, is that just?
Oh no, you only lose like 10 rings. I believe.
Okay. And can you fall off in those?
I'm not sure. I've never done it, and let's not
do it. Yeah. But yeah, this game. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of this game, for some whatever reason, is oh yeah, Sonic Spinball exists. And I know that's a weird take on it, but like I feel like these two are kind of one and the same. It's like, oh yeah, Sonic Spinball exists. Oh yeah, Sonic 3D Blast exists. And Trev's right. I own it. I own every Saturn game, and I forgot that Sonic 3D Blast came out on the Saturn. I like completely forgot.
And it's like not even Sega really cared, because after infamously Sonic Extreme, the Sega Saturn, Sonic got canceled. The Saturn version came out later because they like commissioned Traveler Tales to make it just as a stopgap. So it's just it came out and they're like, oh, it's just a Genesis game like a couple months later, or like a year later, or whatever.
I'd like to see the difference between them. Like, I'm sure it's not.
I know that the special stages are different. I know the special stages in the Saturn version are more like the half-pipe. I'm basically playing the Genesis version, first of all, because it's the only one I have, and also, special stages are way better.
Here's a legit question, Trev. Alright. What system does 3D better, the Genesis or the Saturn?
Obviously, technically the Saturn, but, Saturn games are so primitive that you're just like, God, I wish they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just imagine if just Sonic Team made a 2D Sonic on the Saturn.
Yeah, for those of you unfamiliar with the Saturn, like, I still contend that the Saturn, all things considered, considering technology, is the best system at making 2D games ever. Like, the 2D games on the Saturn are just phenomenal. But the 3D games, for the most part, were, like, funky. And to see this game on the Genesis do 3D pretty well is like really funny, considering the Saturn was obviously much stronger.
Yeah. Now,
3D so poorly.
They're doing obviously a lot of like hardware tricks in terms of everything's pre-rendered like Donkey Kong Country, and like here you can see it's just like a JPEG scrolling down and pre-rendered like tile sets, but it's convincing anyway, and just the fact that it's running on the Genesis
I know
is amazing.
One of my favorite things, and Trev knows this, is when you look at games that, how do you put this? Nice. That put the system to the test. That tested its limits, right? Every system has one. You think about it and you're like, maybe like a Super Mario RPG or whatever for Super Nintendo. In fact, I think I watched a video on this where it was like, some guy's opinion, he was like, every system's like game that pushed it to the limits, you know? Like, maybe Little Samson for NES, right? In terms of graphics and whatever, you're just like blown away by it. And that's one of my favorite things. Like, I love GBA ports of like full 3D games.
Yeah, like Doom 2.
Yeah, like Doom 2, or like they make Splinter Cell games and they try to make them like literally Splinter Cell. But you're right, Doom, Wolfenstein. They make Tomb Raider games and try to make them like 2.5D, and it's like technically awful, but like you really, really have to respect it. Like Resident Evil 2 on the Gamecom, Tiger's Gamecom, is like a technical marvel, even though I would never play it like for more than 2 minutes. Like, considering what specifications were on the system, it's amazing that they did that, you know? But I love that. That's probably my favorite thing.
I know in the GBA there's also a game, I kind of forget what it's called, like Asterisk or something like that.
Like that Asterix and Obelix thing?
Yeah. It's like a fully 3D game, and like you just see it on the GBA, and it's like a terrible... Okay. Gotta focus.
Yep.
One ring. Alright. These are getting harder and faster. And now I'm an Ultra Baby because I've been playing all my retro games on a CRT on a very specific setup, so like now I'm just like, oh, the input lag.
Yeah,
I don't want to blame it on it.
Well, especially going through, nice, good job. Especially going through a capture card on an LCD TV.
Yeah, an LCD is Sanyo, most generic Chinese brand possible.
One of these years when I have extra money, I will literally actually get a TV.
I always want to like find an excuse to upgrade my own TV, but I have a feeling that I'm going to use my TV until it like literally breaks. There's just no reason.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm one of those people that like, I'll spend so much money on the store and put everything into it, but then when I need like a thing for myself, like anything, like a TV or shoes or whatever, I'm like, just get the off-brand. That's fine.
Kind of the same.
And
I'll like drop like $200 on some random game on eBay, and then I'm like, oh, my underwear's wearing out. I guess I'll just wear this forever.
But that $200 game is probably bad, and underwear is worse.
Underwear's boring. Who cares if I'm wearing boxers with like 10 holes in them?
It's true. You're not gonna go on Reddit and be like, check out my boxers, bros. But you're gonna post your game room and get those sweet up votes. I literally do not own a Reddit account, so. I remember when a former employee like posted something we did at the store on Reddit, and he was like talking about how much upvotes he got, and I was like, my dude, I do not care. You may post all this stuff you want on Reddit that we do. He was like, check out this trade we got in. Oh, I got like 100 upvotes, and I'm like,
oh, you're talking about that guy.
Oh.
Okay. It all makes sense now. I was like, who are you talking about?
We good, CIB fans. We good. Wow, complex AI.
Oh yeah, all the bosses in the game, they get more annoying later on, but especially beginning, they're pretty pathetic. If you're good, you can hit them twice, but I'm not good.
I've been trying so hard. I know I keep, like, not talking about 3D Blast and talking about Sonic Spinball, but I've been trying on the Sega Genesis Classic to, like, literally beat that game, and with save states and everything.
Yeah.
And it's so hard!
Like, one thing I remember about Sonic Spinball, though, is the first act, or the first board in that game has awesome music.
It does. This game has awesome music, too.
Yes, the entire OST is just amazing. Alright, so the gimmick of this stage is you get into this spinning mode, and you can break pillars that looks like you can jump over.
Okay. There will never be another system that has the bassiest bass. I think you only have one of those creatures following you.
I have 2 of them. One of them probably hit flames on it. Thank you for... Ooh.
You're like killing it.
Get over there. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but no system will ever have glorious bass like this. Like, I just feel like someone just standing with an upright bass going...
Oh, I'm missing one.
You'll get the 50 rings anyway.
Yeah. So as far as I'm aware for this stage, for this zone in general, is that I can only find Tails in this zone, and then I couldn't find either Tails or Knuckles in the second act. So we're only gonna get 1 emerald here. I'm sure they exist, but even I even looked it up, and there is a guide by based. Whoops, did that wrong. There's a guide by based Alex.
Not Alex.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he didn't mention it at all. And there's another guy where it's like, oh, I couldn't find it.
That's the best thing about game facts guides. It's like based on one person's opinion and not even a fact. Like, especially for some like RPGs and stuff.
Alright, I kind of remember this one being kind of hard. It's mostly just because it goes so fast.
So you definitely want to get them done as early as you can because they just get faster and faster.
And the stages get way more annoying.
My major complaint is that the mines kind of blend in.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that we're playing on a Model 3 Genesis, which I don't want to be a hardware purist, but it was basically like they downgraded the visuals and the sound quality to make it cheap.
Oh, I literally didn't know that.
Just a bit. I mean, there's like super hardcore purists that are like, I need launch Model 1 because specific sound chip in it. But I have a Model 2.
I actually, I learned that when a customer was very, very specific about that. And it was like a today I learned kind of thing because it was like, no, here's how you check, and like it was like you look on the bottom and you can see like a chip on it. Like you look inside the vent on the bottom and it looks like there's like more of a, I don't know what you would call it, board there. And that's how you can tell it's like the HD, not the HD graphics, but the high definition with the best sound chip. And I'm like, who cares about the sound chip on a Genesis? It sounds like a friggin', it sounds like you put music through a blender. That's what it's even at its best. I'd rather it be more muddled because it has that awesome, you know, bassy sound.
Okay, so I wanted to circle. What was I accomplishing? Oh yeah, you go down here. Right. That was something that I mentally was like, I gotta not do this. And then I did it.
Rip. Hello B that does nothing.
Yeah. Obviously the enemies are pretty pathetic, except later on where they get really annoying. Mostly because jumping on stuff and platforming in general is a nightmare in this game, with how slippery the controls are and how hard it is to tell like where you are positionally.
Yeah, if I had to, I would prefer if the camera was pulled out a little bit.
Yeah, just like 10%. That's all I want. Okay. I want to keep this flame shield because there are so many flame jets. Okay. Pay attention.
Rip.
Especially when you're in the spin mode, you're even more slippery. Just gotta go slow.
Wait, what is this? Gotta go slow? I don't think that's what Sonic said. I don't think that's what Sonic said at all. So you have 4 Chaos Emeralds, right?
Yes, 5.
Oh!
Yeah. So I'm not gonna get any more in this zone at all, because I don't know where they are. But
How are you supposed to get that?
So when the flickies follow you, they also are hitboxes.
Oh.
So a lot of times there's those red jumpers, and they expect you to have all 5 flickies to pick them up. But the problem is that it looks like they're 1-ups, but they're not. They're like counters, so you can get an extra continue, but you need like a bunch.
I was gonna say, you have 3 lives.
Yeah, you need 100 rings, which in this game is just impossible.
I thought everyone was alive, and then I looked just now, and I was like, you have 3 lives. Oh, this is giving me, like, Marble Madness vibes.
Yeah, Alright, where's the last guy?
Boom, boom, boom.
That's kind of the thing I dread the most about LP in this game, being like, where's the last guy I have to kill, or where's the flicky that flew off somewhere?
Ugh.
Especially later levels, like there's a lava zone
Well,
that flickies can like get trapped in lava, and it is the worst.
most of these stages are pretty small so far.
Yeah.
So you said you're not getting any in the rest of this act as well, right?
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna try.
Aw, yeah. I think the way the last stage was set up, like I said, gave me Marble Madness, but like the general like isometric view or whatever you want to call it also reminds me of what's that Kirby game for SNES? Dream Course. Which is another one of those what were they thinking things.
Dream Course is...
It's not bad, it's just like...
It's a pretty good game.
Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, seriously.
You know what game I like for Game Boy, and another kind of what were they thinking thing? Kirby Black Ball for Game Boy. It's literally like Breakout but Kirby. And
it's super fun.
I like it.
Kirby Pinball is also good. Early days of Kirby was so good.
I'll never beat Kirby Pinball without heavy aid of save states. Never ever. Yeet. Oh, I like that one there just to mess with you.
So there's some actual platforming parts in this.
Rip.
I can tell you how hard it is if you don't know how to cheese everything. Just jumping on stuff in general is just the absolute worst.
Look at that crocodile.
Yeah, going back and forth.
It's just like, I'm threatening, bud.
In this game, even walking back and forth is threatening.
Yeah, that's true. The fact, no, even having a hitbox.
Alright, so this is another point where they expect you to platform, but if you pick up these speed shoes and then just jump over all of it, you just barely make it. Nice.
Nice.
Did you hear
Oh,
that?
God! See ya! Oh yeah. I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, you know, maybe after I finish Remothered Broken Porcelain Game of the Year Edition.
If you finish that without having a heart attack.
I will, I'm gonna finish it. The only, like, it takes a lot for a game to defeat me. It takes essentially Haunting Ground to defeat me.
Dysfunctional mandatory AI, that's the only one.
But I mean, I'm pretty proud that I beat White Day for PS4, and man, I hated that. And what I beat Night Cry, although that game wasn't that bad.
No, I need stupid spoon.
I beat.
Go no.
Oh no.
I should really just go down. Oh, you piece of garbage. Oh.
You have all 5.
I know. I didn't know that either.
But anyway, my original point was, I'm always like, you know what game I'm gonna do? It's like, I'm gonna do Haunting, starring Poltergeist for the Genesis. Because that game is the most Genesis game ever made. There's not a single game that's more Genesis.
And it's also like, when EA was actually based.
It's EA when they were based. It's the weirdest game I can think of on the Genesis. It's not like anything else. There's no other game where you're literally a thing that has to scare people out of a house. And I gotta be frank, I don't really... Oh, it's Sigma from Mega Man X. Or wait, what's that other one? It's the Sphinx from Garfield Caught in the Act.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Can you LP that game again? Ooh,
I could do the Game Gear one and pretend that it's not, like, the exact same game.
They made, like, a PC version of it, which I remember watching a video of, and it has different level design
I think
for some
I
reason.
own that, but obviously we wouldn't be able to, like, put it in.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably just download it from somewhere.
Yeah. I wonder if it's on Steam. But yeah, Haunting starring Poltergeist. I'm just like, wow, what a game, what a level.
Yeah, this is like the Carnival Night zone that every Sonic game needs to have for some reason, and this is when level design gets just ridiculous.
Oh, this hurts my eyes.
Very colorful, but there's just so many springs and bounce pads everywhere.
The Genesis was, I will always appreciate, the non-Nintendo companies for, really taking chances, and oftentimes failing, but, Nintendo honestly, Nintendo since, I mean, the Wii in itself was them taking a chance, I get it, but, in terms of software, since pretty much the GameCube, Nintendo's been pretty much, by the book.
Yeah, it's weird. I always thought of that, where the Wii is the weirdest console, probably, that was commercially successful. But the games are really kind of safe. New Super Mario Brothers, just a rehash of a 2D Mario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mario Kart again, the Mario sports games, it's very safe. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just in general, like Trevor said, pretty safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's some standout games, but they're rare.
Once in a while, the fact that they got Resident Evil, the remake was a GameCube exclusive. I wouldn't consider that safe, And No More Heroes, but was that made by Nintendo? No, that wasn't made by Nintendo.
No, it was made by Suda51, who did Killer 7.
Is that his studio? Or no, it's Capcom.
It was. Killer 7 was published by Capcom.
Right.
No More Heroes was originally published by Ubisoft, actually.
Oh.
But I forget the exact studio. Grasshopper? Something like that?
Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll always appreciate the early days of, the Genesis taking a chance and being hey, we'll have this weird game. Would Haunting starring Poltergeist ever be on the Super Nintendo? No. Splatterhouse, yeah. Even some weird stuff, remember this about a year ago, I played that one Genesis game called Growl, where you're, essentially, fighting poachers of animals. Remember that one? It was a beat-em-up. That wouldn't be on the SNES. It was, it's, too specific, I like how they give you breaks once in a while.
Getting hit by the spike is almost gives me time for my brain to process what's happening.
So you can't fall off. Because you would definitely have fallen off there.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. 6 of them.
I felt like I tell the direction anytime I was close to a ledge, but
Yeah, you might be right.
but it's definitely.
But yeah, that's and that's the shame in gaming nowadays. Like, obviously, like, games are better than they've ever been, top to bottom, in terms of, like, people complaining about, like, a game. They'll be like, ugh, The Order 1886, that's a 2 out of 10. And I played that game the whole way through and beat it. And I was like, wow, I really enjoyed the story. The gameplay was pretty generic, and it wasn't very long, right? But it's like, people are like, oh, literally a 2 out of 10. And you look at, like, what a Genesis or SNES 2 out of 10 game is, right? It's like, garbage.
Just need 3 more rings from here.
Comparatively. Oh, I see, because there's one right there.
Alright, if we do this, we're done with Chaos Emeralds, and I don't have to worry about collecting stupid rings. But this one is obviously the hardest. Especially when you're going up the hill, you go so fast.
So hard to see. Yeet! We done, boys!
I hope you like that clack, clack, clack.
That was clackety-clack.
Got all the Chaos Emeralds. Thank God.
But yeah, nowadays, because games cost, what, literally $100 million to make or whatever, or make and market, like, they're not gonna be willing to take a chance on, like, something super... Like, the weirdest thing they'll take a chance on is, like a Death Stranding, which, I get it, you took a chance on it, but... I don't know, it doesn't feel the same. It's, like, still safe in that it's, like, a movie game.
Yeah, it also has famous actors.
Yeah,
it also
yeah,
has
oh yeah.
Monster energy in it.
Yeah.
Product placement that I hate. So I think I might be missing.
But yeah, that's the reason that even, like, Remothered Broken Porcelain is, like, literally the worst game I've played in the past couple years. Like, at least it's not made by a major studio. At least they're taking a chance by making an indie game. And you gotta give it at least props on that, even though the game is obviously awful. Doesn't pick up a single coin. Or ring. Dang it, every time.
Alright, I have all 4. It's kind of hard. It's hard to explain.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The rings don't really have a hitbox for a while. So there's a lot of times when it looks like I touch a bunch of rings and I'm like, oh, okay, I have rings. And then, like, I hit something else and I just die. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, yeet! So you're on the 4th level?
Yeah. There's 7 levels in the final boss. And thankfully the 7th level it breaks up this formula of, like, collecting flickies.
God, Casino Zone with pinball, but in, like, 2.5D.
Yeah, like
please.
isometric, pre-rendered 3D. This is definitely probably... I dislike the lava level more as, like, playing it, but looking at this level, I hate it.
Yeah, it just hurts. You know, one of my favorite, like, mini-games in any game is, I know it's not, like, super crazy, but Sonic Adventure's, pinball level, it's just, like, really cool that that's set up that way. I know it's not, like, a great standalone pinball game, but just awesome. I love stuff like that. Where all of a sudden you're just in, like, another game inside of a game.
Yeah.
Gameception.
Alright, where's the last guy? Be around here somewhere, you piece of crap.
Why didn't they use the standard song for that?
Okay, that's not a level. Where the heck is it?
Also, I'm the spring sound effect.
Wow! Ugh. Piece of garbage.
The AI for those, it's just like so random. They just go in like any random order. Aw, yeah.
Also, if you notice, every time there's a loop, I can't even control myself. It's always automated. Because they're like, remember this is Sonic. But,
yeah, it's like,
you
hey,
can't do
remember
it yourself. Oh my god, why did I pick up? Oh, hi.
Wow, could you do 2 there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you can still do it for just extra points. Remember points?
Oh yeah, points.
I'm going way too fast.
I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion right now based on Sonic. You guys ready for this? First of all, an opinion I have that is probably at least somewhat popular, but I know some people don't actually like it. I unironically like Sonic Adventure 1. I know it's like pretty flawed in a lot of ways, but I like it. It's like very comfy. It's a comfy game.
Yeah, I like it.
But here's the unpopular opinion. I don't like Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
I mean, Sonic 1 is rough. I mean, I can play it, but I'd rather play Sonic 2 or 3 or even CD a million times over.
Right. I tried a million times on the Sonic, on the Sega Genesis Classic, because Ferris was obsessed with that for a while. And I could not ever get past, like, Marble Zone without, like, heavy cheating or heavy save states. I can't tell you how many times I beat Green Hill Zone, got to, like, Marble Zone, and was like, oh, yeah.
Dude, Marble Zone sucks because it's, like, just the slowest platforming, moving blocks.
And it's right after Green Hill, which is a great level. But yeah, I don't like Sonic 1. Like, I kind of came to that conclusion, like, I don't know, when I was going through it again, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Sonic 2 is that much better than Sonic 1. Which is weird, because, like, with Mario, I like Mario 1. I mean, I think, you know, Mario, at least 3 is better, and 2 is different, you know?
Okay. Gotta pick up these stupid flickies. Alright. I hate these lances that come out of the ground. So I have 3 of them.
But yeah, let us know below. Are you a Sonic 1 stan? Let us know below. Comment. But don't subscribe. And don't like it. Just comment. Thank you.
Teleport!